That did not happen. Lorenzo Nunez was out, Donovan Isom came in, and the team faltered here at home to fall to 0-2. Now they sit at a crossroads in this young season. They start Southland Conference play this week against the Central Arkansas Bears, a team that's put the whooping on the Lions the past 2 seasons. Thanks, guys. The Bearcats are coming into Strawberry Stadium after dismantling the Lamar Cardinals 63-27. Now this matchup pits the number 2 offense in the FCS, the Bearcats, against the number 5 offense in the FCS, the Lions. Someone's playoff chances are going to disappear here Saturday night. The only 2 teams in the Super Bowl era to start 0-2 and rattle off 6 consecutive victories, the 1993 Dallas Cowboys and the 2007 New York Giants. Both of those teams went on to win the Super Bowl. The New Orleans Pelicans were looking to add their 3rd straight victory at home in a contest against the Raptors. The Raptors were on the back end of a back-to-back after coming off a victory against the Houston Rockets. Could the Pelicans make it 3 in a row at home? Also, the wind has not been quite as strong as we thought it would be, but it has gotten hot down here on the field. It's about 90 degrees on the field, 120 in this suit. At one point, I was hallucinating that actual Lions were playing actual Warhawks at soccer, and it was very entertaining. Despite the loss, the Pelicans' big man DeMarcus Cousins joined some pretty epic company, becoming only the 3rd player in NBA history to record 400 points and 200 rebounds in the first 15 games of the season. The only other 2 players to do that, Shaquille O'Neal and Moses Malone. That's some pretty great company. And this was a Bills game this past weekend. The Bills had not lost a game at home this season. Saints go in there, and it's not even a contest. This game's over by halftime. I agree with you there. The most impressive improvement for this Saints team, it's got to be that defense.
Absolutely.
The Pelicans lost their 7th game of the season this evening, despite shooting 50% from the field for a franchise record 5th consecutive game. They also outscored the Raptors 64-42 in the paint, but they couldn't keep up with the Raptors' perimeter shooting. The Raptors shot 47% from the 3-point line. And the Lions offense exploded. 555 total yards, 366 yards on the ground. That's the 4th most in school history since football was brought back in 2003.
His name's Daryl Colbert Jr., and he's a transfer from SMU. He's been big time for the Lamar Cardinals this year.
Now, John, what Daryl Colbert brings to this Lamar offense is experience, and there's not a lot of experience on this team. This is the youngest team in the Southland Conference. Coach Schultz told us personally that between 6 and 10 freshmen will be seeing significant playing time tonight. He is the 2nd leading rusher on this Cardinals team. That's good for 9th in the conference. He gets it done through the air. If you're 1-3, 0-4, I know things may seem dire, but there's plenty of football left, and I'm here to push you guys in the right direction. Saints pouring it on. Breeze, pitch to Kamara. Kamara gets the first down again, pushed out of bounds, standing at attention right there. You got to give this man attention. Very next play. Toss to Kamara again, and that's a touchdown. Everyone's happy. Warford's happy. Hill's happy. Kamara's happy. Saints fans are happy. Tyrod Taylor, first time we've seen him today. That's not good. Tipped, interception, big man. Sheldon Rankins. Look at that Olympic stride down the field. Going to be tackled by the Bills, then by his own teammate, Ken Crawley, into the end zone. Not for a touchdown, though. You know what? Ingram going for the trifecta. That's number 3. His 3rd touchdown of the day. Takes a knee. Thanks the Lord. Saints fans, they're thanking the Lord, too. Drew Brees here trying to find an open man. Sees nothing. Is he going to run this? I think he is. Pancake block right there, rolling heads. That's Brees. That's a rushing touchdown, people. That doesn't happen very often. Saints, though, they're not done. Chase Daniel in the game. Hands off to some random fan they pulled from the stands. They say this guy's name is Trey Edmonds. I've never heard of him. I think they just made a local New York native's day. Let him score a touchdown. Final score here, Saints 47, Bills 10. You don't see it on the stat sheet here. Michael Thomas, 9 catches, 117 yards. Saints rush for 298 yards on the day. Tyrod Taylor would not finish this game. He's pulled late and replaced permanently this week by Nathan Peterman. Life can change in an instant. For Andy Boone, a split second would change his life forever.
The date was May 22nd, 2014. It was weird. I could tell what kind of truck it was. It was a Ford F-250. mean, it's weird how you could tell that in a split second. I remember I actually was saying it out loud, why? And then the cab filled up with smoke, which was from the airbag. From where I got hit to where I ended up was about 150 yards. So I spun actually for about 150 yards. Ended up right here on the side of the road, facing the opposite direction, kind of at an angle right here. And I was here for about 30 minutes till they got me cut out. From the time it happened and they cut me out, it was about 30, 45 minutes.
They're like, he's in the ambulance. And I look over in the yard and I look at what's left of his vehicle, and I mean, my heart is just, it just drops, because I'm like, it doesn't even look like a truck. It doesn't look like a vehicle.
Boone was in a head-on car collision with a larger vehicle. He was pinned inside and needed to be cut out. His heel was shattered. And so it seemed was his career as one of the top high school football coaches in central Louisiana. At Avoyelles High School, Boone inherited a program that had won only 3 games in the previous 5 seasons. By his 3rd year as head coach, he had Avoyelles positioned as a mainstay in the Louisiana State playoffs, mainly in part due to a double-wing offense paired with an unconventional football philosophy. Boone chooses to go for 2 after every touchdown. Every kickoff is an onside kick, and the team hasn't punted the football in 7 years. Now the coach was facing the same uphill challenge of toughness that he'd so often preached to his players.
Pretty much for 6 weeks after my accident, I had to sit in a chair, basically, or in bed, with my foot up, elevated, off my feet, couldn't walk. But I was on crutches for almost 8 months. You know, I had to give up my marathon running, all my running I can't do anymore. Not that I ran, but I can't run, so if something's gonna chase me, I'm gonna get caught. Couldn't put any weight on my foot for around 6 weeks. So that was tough when you're always used to moving around and going.
It was a nightmare for me because I couldn't do anything to make it better for him. And it was a nightmare for him because he was having to live through it.
Became depressed that summer. You can only watch so many reruns of TV.
4 years since his accident, Boone has applied the same aggressive approach he's used in football to his recovery.
He's worked very hard to rebuild strength in that leg.
It still hurts. By the end of the day, it'll start hurting because it swells up.
Getting back into a routine was huge for Boone's recovery.
Getting back to a sense of normalcy, getting back around the kids, getting back to lifting weights, being at school, getting back into your everyday routine. It just puts you back into your, where you want to be, into your safe place, into where you're comfortable.
Despite the accident, Boone is very happy things were not even worse.
But I am thankful that I'm alive.
He still gets up and he does all the stuff that he was doing before. And with every step, he's in pain. And I admire that, because that is somebody who is going to take care of his family, and he's going to take care of what he needs to do.
Years after his injury, Coach Boone has learned to live with the pain and, much like the players he coaches, push past adversity. For the Southeastern Times, I'm Wesley Boone. In early November, baseball is winding down for those at the professional level. But on a windy afternoon in Hammond, America, preparations are beginning for the 2018 season. The Lions are coming off another stellar season, finishing 37-22 and going 20-10 in conference play. With 17 new faces on the roster, a list that includes incoming freshmen, junior college transfers, and 4-year graduate transfers, Brennan Bro believes it's crucial for these Lions to start gelling.
We've all done a good job of getting the new guys, whether it be JUCO or high school guys that come in, they're all, catching grass pretty easily.
Coach Matt Reiser knows that if the Lions are to win another conference title, it starts with fitting these new players with the right mindset.
It's a vicious cycle. Just when you get the mindset right, those guys graduate and move on, or they sign with the pro contracts, and then you kind of start back over. I think the good thing is we continue to identify the right young men who understand what we're selling. They come in with tuned up a little bit from a talent standpoint. How do you motivate a Taylor Schwanner to come back for another year and turn down the draft like he did this past year and come back for a senior year? It's because he knows, he was the player of the year, but there's more work to be done. There's more work to be done from a team standpoint. He understands and realizes how close we are to taking this next step, to taking this program to another level.
Taylor Schwanner is coming off a season where he finished as one of the most decorated players in the conference, including a first-team all-conference selection. Schwanner believes he knows the key to the Lions' success this season.
Just holding everybody accountable to what our standard here is, play fast, the little things. So whenever I see somebody kind of doing something wrong or not the right way we do it, I kind of hold them accountable and let them know how to do it and not let it happen again. But and holding myself accountable too, But really, I just think we all just need to keep working hard like we're doing. And once everybody understands the system and how we go, I think we'll be all right.
With fall practice well underway, the annual Heart of a Lion World Series wraps up fall practice on November 17th through the 19th. The 2018 season begins on February 16th when Southeastern opens a 3-game series with SIU Edwardsville at Pat Kennelly Diamond at Alumni Field. For the Big Game, I'm Wesley Boone.